Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt Samolsky. I'm Matt the car guy. This channel I do car reviews, and today I have this massive F-150, but not just another F-150. This is the XLT model, but it's been upgraded with the Black Widow package. Thank you to Ford of Port Richey for allowing me to film this vehicle. As you can see, it's starting to rain, so we'll get right into this video. I'm going to take you on the tour of the exterior, interior, play with some cool and interesting features on the interior. But finally, I'm going to answer the question, is this $30,000 package worth it, and why would people spend that much money on modifications? So if you're ready, let's go. So as you can see, this is an incredibly tall vehicle. The regular F-150 is a lot shorter, and to be exact, it's a 6 inches shorter because this is a 6-inch suspension lift. Another feature of that Black Widow package, it's got its own grille. It's got Black Widow written right on here. It's that matte black, aggressive, a little bit of that shiny black on the sides. It's got that Black Widow logo in it. You can see on the front bumper also there's some recovery hooks, and you can probably see underneath this vehicle too those massive tires. Big Ford logo, that's part of any F-150, but also Black Widow adds those two trim pieces right on the top of the hood. I'll give you the close-up of it just a little bit. Beautiful lights. We've seen that on the other F-150s that I do. LED lights nicely wrapped around in this LED daytime running lights and the fog lights right here. But the big size of the tires in this engine, this is the largest engine that they offer, so we're going to take a look at it right now. All right, I had to walk back a little bit to capture this entire monster here, but I got to tell you, this is one of their best and proven engines to 5.0 liter V8, 400 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Obviously, you know, they're available in either a all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. This is a four-wheel drive. Look at this, how big it is, how huge it is. Let's check out some of the details on the hood. As I told you, it's got some Black Widow badging on there as well. So first of all, in order to get this hood closed, I can barely reach here because this is how tall it is. But look at this, these two trim pieces, they kind of the exhaust for the air from the engine's got the Black Widow badging on here as well. Awesome looking truck. Well guys, I gotta tell you, it's raining, but you know what? My dad, God bless his soul, he used to say, hey Matt, you're not made out of sugar, so what's a little rain gonna do to you? So we're gonna finish this video, but you know, we're gonna finish at least the outside portion of it right now. Inside it's not gonna be as bad, I promise you. So what else does Black Widow bring to this package right here? You can see those are custom fender flares right here. They're a little bit extended. There's a little bit of a trim piece, of course, in here with the Black Widow logo. Right here is this Black Widow spider you can see, but you can't miss, you've seen the suspension, 6-inch lift, huge wheels, 22-inch wheels, 35-inch tires. They're wide, they're knobby, they're made for an off-road, but they're wide enough to give you a lot of contact with the road as well, so when you're driving, so that's important when we're checking it out. Other things in here, okay, again, this fender flares, right here. We're gonna move to the back in just a second, but again, those big wheels, see how much ground clearance it has. Okay, it has tons of ground clearance. I think it's about maybe 15 inches, maybe more, probably more. It looks, I don't know the real number. If I find out, I put it in the at the bottom of this video, but it certainly can go over some serious terrain. Are you worrying about not being able to get in here? Because trying to get in here, it might be kind of tough. Well, guess what? Worry nothing, because part of this Black Widow package also includes this running boards, and it does have the grab handle in here, so you don't have to be overwhelmed with the size of this vehicle. Now, this is all fine and dandy. Let's see what else is in the back of it. Well, check it out, guys. It does have this Black Widow badging right here, so you know what you're looking at. LED lights. I love the lights on the new F-150s. Okay, you do have the rear view camera. You do have another camera, or is this the light? Well, let's see. Let's open this up. Tow hitch, okay, and then you have the tow connections right in here. Is this the soft open? Absolutely. I wish a lot of manufacturers, especially with the heavy ones, would do that as well. Now, this one is also equipped with this step that, there you go, if you want to get on this truck, all you do is you basically do this, and then you can step up, even with this being as raised as it is. Regular 6.5 foot bed. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up of it. Here's how you fold it back down. Okay, 1, you lower this. 2, they're even numbered, so for people like me that you know, don't like to read directions, they just want to do it as you go right here. Okay, check this out. This one doesn't have a bed liner, but I gotta tell you, it does have, if you want to put a vise in here, you can connect your tool. Now, it has a ruler, it has the measuring thing, it has lights inside of it, and this is pretty cool too. Okay, it does have 2 regular outlets. I don't know if you can see it, so you can power up all of your equipment if you're on the job site and they don't have electricity. Other than that, you have this little light, little window in the back. You can see right here, it's the www.scaperformance.com. You can check these guys out. That's who makes those Black Widow packages. Right, so the roominess in this super cab is awesome. Look at this, the front seat adjusted to my regular driving position. Plenty of room in here. The interior is quite nice. We'll get more details on it while we're on the front. Bang & Olufsen stereo, some nice trimming on the seats. Nice leather trimmed with this Black Widow accents, Black Widow stitching on it. I'll give you a close up. I like those. Look at this, the stitching right here. This is part of that upgraded package right in here. Plenty of room for passengers in this F-150 car. You can see that it's got the number pad on here. It does have the keyless entry, so all you have to do is either press it to lock it or unlock it. See, the running boards pop right up in here. You take a look at here. Okay, you have the regular mirror controls, window controls. Love that line, that body line in here. It gives you more room as far as the visibility. It does have a bunch of storage compartments right on the side here, right at the bottom here. Okay, guess what? Black Widow, yes, it is here. Now, the seats nicely stitched. Okay, this is the Black Widow package. Now, as far as the standard equipment, what do you have in here? Okay, you have the lights on the mirrors. You can turn them on or off. You also have, you know, light controls in here. You have the pedal controls. So if you're too short, okay, you can actually get those pedal adjusted so your feet can actually reach in here. There's the light for the back of the vehicle too. So this is pretty cool. Let's jump in and check out the rest of it. Right, guys, well, we've done this interior before, this exact one, with the exception of maybe a couple features. So I'm not going to spend too much time on going in detail feature by feature, but let's take a look at this interior. First of all, I got to tell you, it looks very impressive. It looks very good. It feels like a luxury vehicle. Now, this XLT has been really nicely equipped from the factory In addition, it's got that $30,000 Black Widow package, which I'm going to list everything in the description of this video. But let's take a look. Steering wheel, first of all, multi-function steering wheel, you know, nice big size, like for a typical pickup truck it should be. So you do have some cruise control settings, volume settings on this side. You have the menu on the other side, Ford right in here. Look at these gauges right here. You can see that they've been upgraded with the Black Widow right here. It's written Black Widow right on both the speedometer and the tachometer, and there's this middle screen that fills up pretty much all the space in between. You have the menu, the main menu, and you can see that there's My View, trip, fuel, truck info, towing, navigation, phone, audio, settings, so you can set different things inside of here. At the top you also have the gauges for the fuel, the oil temperature, coolant temperature, transmission temperature, so all of that important stuff is right in front of you. Now we'll move to this massive 12-inch screen. Now this is an upgraded screen. The regular cars come with the 8-inch screen, and this is a lot bigger. But before we do that, let's check this out, because this is pretty cool. It does have the B&O stereo system, Bang & Olufsen, I believe that's the name of it, and it does have, you know, two compartments to hide your stuff in. One of them opens up right here actually, and the other one, the regular glove box, is right at the bottom. Now moving on, right in here you have your regular power outlet, and then you have a 110 volt basically outlet, like a regular home outlet. Why would you need that? Well, because you can turn this thing into a home office. Look at this. This gear level, okay, can be hidden in here, and you can extend your armrest to make it into a workbench. How about this? You can put your laptop in here, you can do some work. I can do my video editing if I wanted to. So that's a pretty cool options for people who work out of their cars. So I hope that you know, one day I'll be able to get one of this for work. Anyway, so you have the cup holders. You do have some storage in here, USB, USB-C, and moving up from there you can see your electronic climate control, as well as your radio button, so your volume button, tune button. So one more thing to check out as far as the climate control, you also see that it does have the heated seats, and the climate control is basically an electronic one. You can set the temperature. It is dual zone in front, there's a rear zone I believe as well, and then you have your optional features that you can set for different media sources. The stereo sounds really good. I wish I could just show you that. This is a button that helps you change different settings for the stereo, and this one basically goes to the blank screen. When we turn it like off completely, there you go. You press it one more time and you have a pretty good sized mirror. How you guys doing? So we'll turn it back on. Pretty cool features in here. Now as far as apps, find mobile apps, no device connected, so you either need to use a USB, Bluetooth. Now it does have the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I wasn't able to, or I didn't even try to connect to it, but you know, this is one of the features that I know Ford is really good with, and it worked fine on some other models, so I would say it's going to be the same with this one. So you can change different drive modes. Here you have normal, tow, haul, eco, sport. Okay, and when we go on the other side, you have slippery, and then you have deep snow, sand, you have mud ruts, and you have rock crawl. So you have your off-road modes in here, and it adjusts, you know, so you can shift. It tells you what to do, you know, whether to turn on 4 low or 4 high. It's going to tell you whether it's in the 4-wheel drive or, you know, 2-wheel drive. Right there on the screen you see the indication what it does basically as far as turning on or off the 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive system. So we'll go back to normal, and 4x4 shifting problems. Now we're in 2 high. That's what it tells me. That's what the vehicle did as soon as you shift that drive mode in here. And then you have this 12-inch screen. Now this is touch screen, okay, so you can control it through here. Basic settings, we've seen that, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but sound clock, phone list, connectivity, system updates, mobile assist, vehicle hotspot, voice control, etc., etc. Now navigation. Does this one have navigation? Yes, it does. It's got a pretty nice navigation system. And what I really like about it, okay, other than that it fills up the entire screen. You see some of the infotainment system have the bezels around it, and they're actually blocking so much from what it could be. Now Ford made it a full screen, so it's really nice. Now let's turn on the camera. This is the rear view camera. I don't have it in reverse, so right now trajectory lines are not going to move. What happens if I put the vehicle in reverse? Okay, does it change? Of course it does. It does have that trajectory line move with the vehicle right here. Now there's a parking auto park brake ready, and let's see if we have anything here. So basically that just gives us a zoomed in and straight down. We have the parking sensors. We have this little car icon or pickup truck icon right on the side, so if we get too close to an obstacle, it's going to start beeping. So this is basically it as far as the infotainment system, as far as the camera. Another thing about the camera, check this out, guys. It's raining obviously, so it has a little bit maybe of grainy stuff in it, but it's the entire screen. It's the entire real estate in here, the entire 12 inches that it fills in. So great job on this Ford. Okay, we'll put it back in park, and then let's check out a couple other things. Cool and interesting features. You have this little nooks right on the side underneath basically that little console. They can put some stuff in here. And as far as the interior itself, if you look at this, Ford started using this, in my opinion, a higher quality and more expensive looking trim on some of their models. So that replaces the cheap plastic that I've seen on some other ones, and I wasn't too crazy about it. Overall, the interior looks very good. Now here's what else that Black Widow package adds. Check this out. Okay, so look at the headrest on the vehicle and look at the special trim. Now this one matches the exterior, the Velocity on the vehicle itself. It's both front and rear. You know, they have this stitching right here. It's also on the console itself. You have this contrast stitching. Now this particular one is also equipped with a dual, or you know, this huge panoramic sunroof. I'm not going to open the sunroof itself, but let's see how far it stretches. Okay, so this is halfway. Okay, and then this is another half. So look at how much light it brings into the cabin. It's insane. Only the first half opens, but we're not going to do it. I want it to get rained on. What else is right up on top in here? You have the LED lights, and then that's where you control the sunroof. That's where you control the lights, and that's where you control that little window that opens up in the back. And then you have your sunglasses holder. Just a regular, cool, convenient feature. No light in here, so I guess no makeup, guys. Now check this out. Okay, this is the view that you get when you're driving this car. So you basically feel like you're on top of the world. They have this Black Widow. You can see that lettering right on top of the window. But what I like about this car too, it's not only in the Black Widow edition, that's the typical for the F-150, is how much glass, how much visibility you have on the side windows. Like right here, see how line is, it's going up, so it gives you the maximum visibility. It opens up that view to the mirror, big mirrors too. Very nice, very convenient as far as driving on this truck. So that concludes the interior. Now we're gonna take this for a spin. Well guys, before we take it for a spin, as always, let's talk a little bit about pricing. We're not going to go to the details into the regular F-150 pricing because there's a million configurations. You can go on Ford website and basically see that they start under $30,000, but you can really easily top it off, you know, at $70,000, maybe even $80,000 without any aftermarket upgrades. So this particular one, it's an XLT, but it's really nicely equipped XLT. It's got this big screen, it's got the 5.0 V8 engine, so That's a $2,000 option. Now it's got the electronic lock rear axles and a bunch of other features that I'm gonna actually post it in the description of this video. But the total MSRP on this vehicle without any upgrades is about $60,000, $59,940 to be exact. Now the Black Widow package, this is 2021 Black Widow package. I'm going to read it off and tell you what it includes. So this SCA 6-inch suspension lift system, 22-inch black off-road wheels, 35-inch premium all-terrain tires, Black Widow red caliper cover, speedometer calibration, which is really important, especially when you're getting a vehicle that's been modified, Black Widow exclusive style fender flares, 5-inch oval wheel-to-wheel side steps. We've seen those, really nice. Black Widow custom hood vents, seen those as well. Powder coated exhaust tip, seen those. Custom leather with diamond stitching right here. This is this awesome leather. Black Widow speedometer gauges, Black Widow grille with painted accents, seen those. Black Widow door sills, Black Widow fender vents, tinted front windows, Black Widow performance front windshield snipe, premium quality Black Widow exterior badging, and it does have 3 years and 36,000 mile warranty, which is super important when you're getting into trucks and you're getting into modifications. You want to make sure that you get it from a reputable company, because in many cases it will void your regular warranty. Maybe not like the powertrain warranty and stuff like this, but you're not going to be able to warranty any of the aftermarket suspension parts or anything like this. So that's the first thing that manufacturer is going to say, hey, you're on your own, buddy. You have to go to wherever you did the mods for. We're going to take it for a spin. I got to tell you, the one thing, when I first got in here, obviously it could feel a little bit intimidating because you're set up so much higher than on the regular sedan. But once you start playing with adjusting the seats and the mirrors and all the other options on this vehicle, it kind of feels better. That, of course, is until you drive up to a car next to you and go like, hey, how you doing down there? How's the weather down there? Everything good? All right, let's go. So yeah, I mean, you definitely feel like the king of the road. But I gotta tell you, I've driven this vehicle around, and I'm pleasantly surprised that it's not overwhelmingly big, bulky, and aggressive. Of course, you know, it's not gonna have the same turning as a Honda Civic, or it's not gonna handle just as well, but you know, considering the size of this vehicle, it's awesome. Now, we're in Florida here, and I gotta tell you, there's more raised pickup trucks, and this is probably not even a large one comparing to a lot of the F-250s that I've seen that have been raised. Huge, humongous. It's probably the flattest state of the union, and you know, we have the most raised trucks. I have asked some of the owners on, they go like, well, you know, we do get flood once in a while. Yeah, that one time a year when you do get flood, you really need to spend 100 grand on the vehicle. But you know, that's what people like, that's what people get. I'm not gonna ding them for it, you know, to each its own. I definitely think that if you know, you have a lot of money to spend and you want something that's looking different, certainly consider it. I gotta tell you, those guys at Ford of Port Richey have a bunch of them. They probably have 10 Black Widows on their lot right now, and they all equally cool looking. You know, I tried to pick one, the one with the most equipment on, but you can check out their website and see what else they have. Off we go. Nice if I put it in gear. One of the things that I normally do, and we can do it with this one as well, is I try to check out that turning radius, like turning this vehicle. So I have the parking lines painted, and this is usually the way that I try to measure off whether the vehicle is in line, too wide, too narrow. I don't expect this to have a super good turning radius, but let's check it out. See how many parking spaces it's gonna take. Take a guess. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not even 5. I'll be darned, guys. So I don't know how they did it, but this thing turns on the dime. This thing, I think on the Civic did it in 4. And okay, one more time, because I don't believe it. I'm sitting in the 1, so we have 1 parking spot. 2, 3, 4. And 4.5. So we're not even hitting 5 parking spots in here. This is incredible for a vehicle that's the size of a semi-truck, almost. Well, not even. But once again, you know, take a quick look at that rear view camera. I gotta tell you, that rear view camera is awesome. I mean, it gives you the entire perspective on here. Now, I thought this one had the 360 camera. It doesn't seem like it does, but you know, I'm sure it's available with some of the other packages. But it's pretty clear, and it's very, very big. And this is what I like. Put the navigation system, even though I know where I'm going, I just want to put this on and see, because I'm one of the people that even without the navigation, I like to have it on so I can see the map. You know, this 5-liter engine definitely sounds like a 5-liter engine. Big V8. Okay, it's raining. Okay, so it gets a little bit, it's not getting out of control, but it's definitely not going to be as planted on the road as some of the stock ones with the smaller wheels and tires. But at the same time, it's not overwhelming. It's not too bad comparing to some of the other mod trucks that I've driven. Anything that you're gonna have the modified suspension, especially if you want to get higher, it's gonna drive different. Now, overall, it does have this good on-the-road feel. I wish that we could take it off-road, but A, it's not my truck. B, there's no off-road trails around. C would be, I could see myself maybe, you know, buying it. No. I'll bring that home. My wife said, you sleep in this, and I don't see a bedroom and a bathroom in here as well. Although the seats fold down pretty well, and you can have the workroom, so office and the bedroom, you can do that, and maybe we can come to an agreement that I can actually use the bathroom in the house. Well, guys, so overall, I really like this truck. I mean, I can definitely see why people would want to spend some, you know, additional money on the Black Widow package. Certainly, well, it's got a few advantages, right? Well, first of all, I mean, it makes this a typical off-road vehicle. So without really sacrificing too much on the on-road experience. So this was pretty cool. This wasn't planned, I tell you. This was a huge pothole that we hit, and if I was in my work Malibu, I'd probably be losing a wheel, and this one just went through it. Yes, it bounced a little bit, but not bad at all. And one other thing, that this is super important. This vehicle is guaranteed, so it does have that 3 years, 36,000 miles warranty from Black Widow on the vehicle itself, on the modifications that they've done. Everything else is covered under the Ford warranty, so you're getting a brand new one. And you know, is it worth $30,000? I mean, it depends on your budget. It really is. I mean, you get a lot for it, and if you were to do it all yourself and pick all the components and then risk it, whether you're gonna install it right or you're gonna have somebody install it right and pick all those individual pieces by yourself, you probably spend close to it, but it wouldn't look as cool. Maybe not. I don't know. I think that there's certain market for it, and I think there's certain people who definitely would love to have one. I wouldn't mind having this in my driveway. It wouldn't be my first choice of vehicles. Obviously, I have different needs and priorities, but it's a great truck, and you know, if you're in the market for one, again, check it out. If you like watching videos like this, guys, consider taking a look at the rest of my channel. Consider subscribing. By the way, if you do subscribe, you're automatically entered into my cash giveaway. We're giving away some money by the end of the year, so check this out. I'll post the link to that cash giveaway video in the description of this video, and until then, I will see you in my next video. Cheers.